there are close to 54 million Hispanics in America, of which Mexican Americans are the biggest group.
The statistics, the numbers, are moving in the direction of this country being much more brown.
No matter what way you look at it, Mexican immigrants are changing the United States.
Tacos are the #1 fast food in the country. Tortillas now outsell white bread, wheat bread, and bagels.
So, I know where they come from, but what's the Mexican American experience once they're here? Ever since I got to Arizona, people have been telling me that there's a huge difference between being Mexican and Mexican American, and that it's an identity all upon itself. So, that's what I'm going to investigate. What does it mean to be Mexican American in modern day America?
It's like a third culture in the United States.
Switching from Spanish to English in the same sentence.
2 languages, more opportunities.
It's a source of pride. It's pride and culture.
We get to enjoy the best of both worlds, in a sense.
This Sunday we will watch the Super Bowl, but maybe next Sunday we will watch a soccer game.
We completely take in the American culture when it comes to Thanksgiving, but for Christmas, that's designated as, where our ancestors come from.
Yeah, this is what they call tacos dorados. It's ground beef patty folded in a corn tortilla, deep fried.
Would you say it's Mexican American?
This is definitely Mexican American, yes.
Certain Mexican traditions are very strong in Mexican American communities. One example of that is religion. Some churches have mariachi bands, and in places like the San Javier del Bac behind me, which was founded in 1692, people often do the traditional Spanish manda.
It's like a little bit of tradition that we try to ask the saint to help us out with any problems that we have. We have walked 4 hours since 6 in the morning, so it's good.
How can we begin to explain what America means to us? Chicanos, Mexicanos, Hispanos. The names have all been changed across the century, but they all mean the same thing. They mean that we have been Americanos longer than America has existed.
There are Mexican American, Chicano, Hispanic,
Chicana, Latina,
Latino,
Spanish, Mexican American.
There's no such thing as a hyphenated American. You're either American or you're not.
There is that disconnect between the labels that the United States government gives to us and the labels that we ascribe to yourself. Mexican American, Chicano, we use it interchangeably.
Chicano is an offensive word to me.
People get insulted because it was a radical movement. It was a movement that said, we've had it.
There's nothing wrong with being a Mexican. I'm proud of it. I don't need this Chicano thing.
What does Chicano mean?
I'm not really sure what it means, but it's offensive to me. Okay? Mexican is not offensive.
But that's not the only thing the Mexican American community doesn't agree on.
There are some that have become very conservative. They don't like undocumented people crossing the border.
Jim, who's the son of a Mexican mother and a Jewish Latvian father, says the media doesn't represent his type of view enough.
I say both Mexico and the United States are sovereign nations and should be respected as such. And the minute you take down that barrier, there is no more sovereign nation. They should have a quota, just like any other nation. You can't let everybody in at the same time. And they have people on access getting food stamps who live in Mexico. Is that right?
They don't realize that times have changed and circumstances have changed and policies have changed.
Those living without papers in the US, including this young student who didn't want to be identified, remain outsiders to the American experience.
I don't actually identify as Mexican American, which is weird. You always have to remember that because of your situation, you have to work much harder than your neighbor in order to succeed in this life. Nothing is going to come easy to you because you will have many more obstacles than any other American.
Okay, so I'm just about to finish the edit of this film here, and at this point it's clear there is no definitive guide to what it means to be Mexican American. But as the Hispanic population increases in the US, is a place like Tucson with its 42% Hispanic population a sign of a future America?